The idea was generated from among the foreign ministers themselves. It's a question of duty, honor, and principle, and it's as simple as that.
The coming together of 5 former ministers of foreign affairs from both sides of the political divide, including Prime Minister Dean Barrow, to take a unified position in favor of going to the International Court of Justice to resolve the Belize-Guatemala territorial dispute is historic. This important event leading up to the April 10th referendum transcends party lines. For them, it is a singular view being taken in the best interest of the country.
We need to put party politics aside, man. This is too big an issue. This is the nation. We're talking about our country now.
To seal the accord, each previous foreign minister, with the exception of Senator Eamon Courtney, has signed on to a 7-point declaration strongly urging a yes vote for Belize to take the claim before the I.C.J.
We, former foreign ministers of foreign affairs of Belize, from 1984 to 2008, after careful consideration of whether Belize should submit the Guatemalan territorial claim to the International Court of Justice, this 9th day of January 2019, declare the following. 1. After more than 50 years of arduous negotiations, it has become clear that no Guatemalan government will ever agree to voluntarily accept Belize's territorial integrity based on the 1859 treaty. 2. Although Belize's borders are recognized and supported by the international community, the Guatemalan government has responded to that moral mandate with intransigent reaffirmations of its anachronistic claim to Belize's territory. The only certain way to get the Guatemalan government to recognize our legitimate border is through a binding I.C.J. order.
While that may be the conclusion drawn by erstwhile chief diplomats Asad Shoman, Said Musa, Dean Barrow, Godfrey Smith, and Lisa Shoman, there is a very real likelihood that the masses of voters will say no to the I.C.J. on referendum day.
What then happens if, in fact, there is a no vote? Well, clearly there will be negative consequences. Our going to the I.C.J. is a matter of our sovereign choice, but it is something that has been encouraged strongly, urged upon us by the international community, the very international community that has for so long supported our right to self-determination, our right to sovereignty and territorial integrity. But that international community has recognized that all its fine declarations, all its grand statements of support for Belize and Belize's territorial integrity have not resulted in the Guatemalans withdrawing their claim.
A decision not to proceed with a long-standing matter to the UN judicial body means that Belize may experience negative reaction from other countries. However, it does not suggest that the country will be invaded by Guatemala.
If we don't go, we certainly are going to experience some blowback from the international community. I've been careful to indicate that in urging people to go and in pointing out what are the benefits of going, and in saying to people, conversely, if we don't go, there is a great deal of demerit to that course of action. We ought not to frame things in such a way that we can be accused of fear-mongering. If we don't go, the negative consequences, the fact that the international community will look askance at us, won't mean that the day after a no vote, the Guatemalans will believe that they are able to march into our country and occupy Belize by force and press their claim in consequence of some sort of military position.
On the other hand, should the claim not be settled at the I.C.J., The Guatemalan government will continue to maintain that there are no borders between the two countries.
The declaration makes it abundantly clear that there is a cost and an impact to inaction, and that is something that we have to absorb and internalize and understand, that doing nothing has a cost, and that we are laying a burden on our children if we don't look for a way to resolve this within our own lifetimes.
Reporting for News 5, I am Isani Cayetano.